I'm extremely privileged and extremely honored right now to bring our next guest on the line. Been looking to talk to him on ATG Radio for a while now. This guy's got a ton of accolades. 2008 gold medalist at the Beijing Olympic Games, the current WBC silver super middleweight champion, the European super middleweight champion, and this Friday night in Quebec, Canada, he's facing a very tough and rugged Sebastian Demers on Well TV. Without further ado, from the United Kingdom, from London in the UK, right now, I think you're in Montreal. I can't even pronounce the name you guys are at right now. Gastineau in Quebec. James Chunky DeGale. James DeGale, welcome to ATG Radio, champ. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I want to get right into it. I have a slew of co-hosts on the line. I want to jump in and ask you a question, but I want to get right into it, man. You know, up until I think it was yesterday, your opponent was legitimately finalized. I mean, how is that going into Friday night, just, 72 hours away from the fight, finally knowing who you're fighting?
Yeah, I feel good now, obviously, knowing that I'm fighting Demers. Obviously, it's a bit of hassle not knowing who you're going to fight, but listen, I'm a true professional, and I take everything seriously. I take every opponent seriously, so I'm just ready for Friday night, and I want to put on a wicked show for the Canadian people.
Out here in the United States, we're looking forward to, seeing you on Well TV. Anybody go on welltv.com. Check this out. James DeGale, one of the top super middleweights in the world. I'm hoping that this propels you, this springboards you into a world title fight, hopefully in your next fight or two. But I have my co-host on the line. I want to give them the opportunity to jump at you. Michael Dawes.
Okay.
Hey, James. One question for me is, nothing much, man. One question for me, just like Frank said, there was opponent changes. You didn't really finalize it until just recent. Now you got a Canadian in Canada. You had a game plan, in your previous opponents. Did you have to change your game plan all the way, or are you going for a knockout against the Canadian in Canada?
Am I going to go for a knockout? Listen, if the knockout comes, it comes. But I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to box how I normally box. And if the knockout comes, it comes. But as I say, I'm a true professional. I take everyone seriously. I've trained extremely hard for this. So I just want to get in there and put on a good show.
My next co-host, Tim Cudgess, are you with us? Do you want to say what's up to James DeGale real quick? I take that as a no. Tim Cudgess, I think he's too starstruck that you're on the line. I know Tim Cudgess out here in the United States he's been legitimately, bro, no smoke. He's been a huge supporter of yours since you turned pro, even before that. So, shout out to Tim Cudgess. Elliot Vasquez Torres, Chris Guns, you guys on the line.
Yeah, hey, James, what's going on? This is Elliot.
What's happening, Elliot? You all right?
Good. I'm good. And good to hear from you, man. Yeah, I got a two-part question.
Yeah, man.
Why did you decide to train in Canada for this upcoming fight in the States? And how important to you is it to have a fight in the United States? Because a lot of, boxers from England, that's one of their goals, to, make a big splash up in the States.
Yeah. That's what I want. Obviously, everyone knows me in England. So now it's about trying to break America and trying to get some good names from America and beat him and get some good wins. So boxing Canada's a good step for me. And as I said before, man, I'm just looking forward to it. And going on to the first question, I did all my training in England. I've only been here since Saturday, so I've only been here 4 days.
Wah, wah.
Well, no, I just thought you were there a little longer. I got the emails from Hennessy Sports, and I saw your videos. You look great, and good luck. And I'm glad that.
Thank you. No, do you know what it was? It was before I was meant to come out 10 days before and do some sparring with a couple of the fighters, but because the Pascal and Usain Bolt fight got called off, so I was going to stay for that as well. I've changed all my flights and changed my plans to come out a bit earlier.
Hey, James. I know you're training hard in Canada. I don't think you're going to have much problem with Sebastian. He must have some ring rust. He's lost 3 fights in a row. What do you see yourself doing? If it was up to you, what would you rather have? Would you rather get revenge against George Groves in your next fight? Would you get the winner of Carl Froch, Mikkel Kessler, or go right for Andre Ward? You feel like you're ready for the top guys yet?
No, do you know? No, I think Andre Ward fight. That's 12 months down the line. Remember, I've only had 15 fights. People forget that. But obviously the Groves rematch, listen, a lot of Americans, a lot of people thought I won that. It was a very close fight, very controversial. So I'd love to fight him again and beat him up. But this time, the second time, I will definitely win and definitely beat him up more because I made that fight too close. But I can only blame myself for that. But I'm ready for any world champion out there. I think the Ward fight's 12 months down the line, but Kessler, Froch, Abraham, Stiglitz, any of them kind of fighters, they're the fights I want and they're the fights I need. So just give me a couple more fights and I'm ready for them.
And who have you been sparring with in England? Did you spar Froch yet?
No. Do you know what? There's been a couple times where I should have gone up to Sheffield where he trains and sparring, but it's never come off. But I'm actually glad about that because when we fight, he ain't going to know how I fight. He's never going to know any of my tactics. He's not going to know any of my moves. So I'm glad I haven't sparred him yet.
I always get a pleasure talking to British fighters. We don't get much opportunities here in America. Appreciate your time. Thank you, man.
No, respect, brother. I appreciate it.
James, quickly, I want to get it. You know, there's 168 for the past, I think, 5 years has been a sensational division, probably one of the hottest divisions. Kind of slowing down a little bit. I mean, yourself, George Groves, the guys that are still in the top, Froch, Ward, obviously, keeping the pumping with the Super Six and stuff. But some of the names you mentioned, okay, Andre Ward, 12 months down the line, but a world title fight. You know, there's Robert Stiglitz out there, has a belt. I know your adversary. I think for the rest of your career, you and George Groves are going to be rivals, no matter what. You guys can fight 5 times. In the UK, you guys are Ben and Eubanks. You know, so in that case, which are the champions, man? I mean, you're a guy I'm excited for. You got the amateur pedigree, one of the finest boxers in the world, period. But who out of the champions? Stiglitz. Who will you be ready for this year? Listen,
if I had to pick, I think I'd pick Stiglitz because I've watched him a couple times. I've watched him with Abrahams. I've seen him in a couple fights, and I think that kind of style will suit me, and I think we'd have a good fight, a competitive fight. But I think I can win that title. Listen, if I had to box Stiglitz on Friday, I'd be ready, and I think I'd beat him. That's the kind of mood I'm in, and that's beating. But I'm ready for any of them. Carl Froch, that's a massive fight domestically in England, and I'm willing to fight him. So there's a lot of big fights out there for me, and I'm ready, friend.
We're ready to see it. And James, you know, it's awesome this Friday night on Well TV. We get to see you compete here in the United States and North America. And like I said, you know, Sebastian Demers, even with him coming off of the defeats he's coming off of, with such short notice, this is going to be a tough fight. And I hope to get to see you once again put on a showcase, show the world that you are one of the finest fighters in the super middleweight division. And James, you know, to let everybody know listening, if they don't know already, here in the United States, anywhere around the world that's listening to ATG Radio right now, follow James DeGale on Twitter. It's James DeGale 1 on Twitter. You're the only James DeGale verified.
That's it.
He's a star, folks. He's got the verified check next to his name. So follow him on there.
That's it.
And James, looking forward to 48 hours from tonight, man. You know, looking to see you get your hand raised victorious. And we appreciate you so close to the fight joining us on ATG Radio tonight.
No problem, man. It's my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. And everyone tune in to Wealth TV in America because I'm looking to put on the performance and get all you American guys happy, man. New Brit with something different, a bit of style, a bit of swagger. So, yeah, man, prepare yourself. I'm coming.
You got that swag. Look, James, we got to get you back on the show because the one thing that we get to see on some of the British interviews over there, iFilm London gets you, Box Nation, Sky Sports, we get to see those interviews over there. We want to get you back on the show after the fight to get the cocky side, get the swaggerific side of James DeGale. Get on here, talk some stuff.
Most definitely.
We'll talk to you again in the future, James. All the best to you. God bless you, James.
Most definitely, brother. Thanks.
Thank you, man. Have a great night, brother.
Thank you.